Yo, fam, it's me, Sasha Denbright, and welcome to episode 3 of You Call That Targeting? My gosh! Did you see Bowling Green upset Minnesota? Minnesota, 30.5 point favorite, and they lost to Bowling Green. My gosh, what a trash team. Anyways, we're going to get right into the Week 4 recap. We're going to get it right into the games that I got right, which was a lot of them, so I hope you grab some daggum popcorn and enjoy this. So, Texas Tech at Texas, I knew it. I knew Texas would win at home, but I thought they would squeak by just a little bit. No, they won 70-35. My next pick is one I'm really proud of. I picked Arkansas to beat Texas A&M. They did, 20-10. I did pick Florida over Tennessee, which was an easy pick, but I said Tennessee would hang with them for a little bit, and they did. It was 17-14 at the half, but Florida blows them out 38-14 in the second half. Again, this pick, Oklahoma, West Virginia, I said that it would be a close game and that Oklahoma would squeak by, and they did with a last-second field goal, 16-13 against West Virginia. And then my biggest pick of the week is my upset pick. I picked Clemson to lose at NC State, and they did, 27-21. And so I did awesome on my picks this week, like I knew I would, because I'm Sasha Daggum Denbright. And everybody else is trash but me. Not really, because if you're listening to this podcast, you are not trash, unless you're my stepson. But let's get on to the worst segment on my show, and it is called Eat My Words. Well, here we are, the worst part of the show. Eat My Words. That's where I talk about the games that I picked wrong, and I only picked one wrong this past week, and it was Notre Dame, Wisconsin. I picked Wisconsin to win, and somehow they lost 41-13 because Notre Dame decided to score 31 points in the fourth quarter. Gosh, I hate Notre Dame. Anyway, so they won, so they ruined my clean sweep there. Pees me off. But congrats to Brian Kelly, the head coach of Notre Dame, because that's his 106th win as head coach, and he is the all-time all-time winningest coach there at Notre Dame. I guess it would be pretty easy if you're playing Ball State and Toledo every year. To win games. So anyways, he's a piece of trash. He'll never win any big games. Mark my dang words, he will never win a playoff game or a national championship. Full of absolute dookie. But anyways, let's get on and let's move on to one of my favorite segments here, and let's give away some Sasha Denbright awards. Alright, so the team of the week this week, I have to give it to the Arkansas Razorbacks. My gosh! They come out, they're 4-0. Now they're ranked in the top 10. They beat Texas A&M. They are high on life right now. I'm telling you, Arkansas fans don't even know what to do with themselves because, they went like 2 years without beating the SEC team or something like that, and then here they are 4-0 and looking dang good. Congrats to Arkansas. And now, it is my favorite award, and it is my Trash Team of the Week. My Trash Team of the Week goes to the Clemson Tigers. My gosh! Come on, Clemson. What are you doing? You're 2-2. All you've beat is Georgia Tech and some nobody, and you barely beat Georgia Tech. And then you get beat by North Carolina State. this team might lose 4 or 5 games this year the way they're playing. Absolute trash. Oh my gosh. So congratulations, Clemson. You're trash. The third award, #overranked award, goes to a team that's already won it. And it's not Notre Dame because they actually impressed me. It is the Oklahoma Sooners. My gosh! They are just squeaking by everybody. What trash Oklahoma is. My gosh. They barely beat West Virginia. They barely beat Tulane. Their Heisman candidate quarterback looks like my grandma out there throwing the ball. Absolute trash, and they're overranked. They're number 6 right now. Get them out of the dang top 10. My gosh, what a piece of trash. Anyways, we're going to move on to Week 5 predictions and some questions. But first, a word from our sponsor.
My name is Scott McGrath. The day before my 8th birthday, I fell in a pile of fire ants and suffered significant wounds on over 70% of my body. Since that day, I have made a solemn vow to kill every insect on planet Earth. I hate them with the passion of a religious zealot. Speaking of religion, of all the biblical plagues, I hate the locust plague the most. For the last 12 years, my white-hot rage has materialized in the form of my business, McGrath Pest Control. I have harnessed this unforgivable intolerance of insects and released the wrath of my fury on bugs in and around the homes of Houston. I will kill those bugs in any way that I can. Chemicals, my boot, my bare fist, or any other object that can end the life of an insect. Call 281-469-8240 and give me the honor of killing bugs at your house. I also hate rats and spiders. Go to McGrathPestControl.com.
Well, thank you, Scott McGrath, for that awesome ad. If you need some pest control, hit him up. So yeah, we're going to get on to Week 5 stuff. We got some questions, a lot of questions today, and we all know how questions go around here. Most of them are absolute trash, but we're going to get right into it. And let's see, our first question is from, oh my gosh, Susie Tits McGorgenson. Do you prefer Hefty or Glad? Because you are straight garbage. Well, Susie, apparently I'm not straight garbage because you keep listening to my podcast and you keep sending me questions. If I was straight garbage, I would be like either my grandma or my stepson. That's straight garbage. I don't support my stepson, or I don't support my grandma. You don't support people that are trash. So quit saying that I'm trash, because apparently you love me. Because you listen to this dang podcast and you give me questions. And I think you're one of my biggest fans and you just don't want to admit it. Next question comes from Brent Sewell. He always gives good questions. He says, Sasha. Crap, my phone went by. Okay, Sasha, what's going on with Oklahoma? Is it Spencer, or is their entire offense straight poo-poo? With a poop emoji. I respect that. Brent, I'm gonna say it. I feel like it's Spencer Rattler. That guy gets on my absolute nerves. I mean, just looking at him, I just want to punch him in his face. He looks like a dang punk. He thinks he's all good. He thinks he came in with all the Heisman hype. Well, bull absolute crap, because Spencer Rattler sucks. I wouldn't want him as my quarterback. I mean, I feel like I could pick up a football with my left foot and throw it better than he does. My gosh, you can't tell me he don't have talent. Oklahoma has talent. I mean, they've been a national championship contender for the past, pretty much since Lincoln Riley. Yeah, that's his name. Lincoln Riley. Since he's been there, they've been good. So Spencer Rattler has no excuses. The only thing that he is just pure trash. My gosh. But thanks for the question. My next question. Knickers Paddington. Let's go Irish. Despite your hate and your garbage views, it's my opinion that Notre Dame is not only deserving of the number 1 slot, but also deserving of your respect. Sincerely, a big fan. Well, listen here, Knickers. If you think Notre Dame is deserving of the number 1 spot, let me run some scores by you real quick. All right, Notre Dame beats Florida State 41-38 in overtime. Florida State's trash. Have you checked? They're 0-4 garbage. My gosh, one of the worst programs. And Notre Dame needed overtime to beat them. Here's another score for you. 32-29 against Toledo. Barely squeaked by the hair of a butt cheek. My gosh. And you want to call this the number 1 team. Then they beat Purdue 27-13. Imagine what Alabama would do to Purdue. Just go into a little fantasy world here and just imagine what Alabama or what Georgia or what Oregon would do to Purdue, Toledo, and Florida State. And ask yourself if Notre Dame's the number one team in the nation. Get out of here, stupid knickers. My gosh. Next question. Adam Sewell. How good do you think Arkansas really is? Well, Adam, that's a great question. They beat Texas 40-21 earlier in the year. They just come off a win against Texas A&M. I would say as of right now, they're more proven than Georgia. Georgia beat Clemson, but whoop-de-flippin'-do. I mean, you see how crap Clemson is. And then they go on and beat like UAB, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt. So Georgia hadn't proved nothing to me. So, I mean, who really knows what's going to happen? But I think Arkansas is good. They're not elite. They're not going to go undefeated. They're not going to win the West. But they could finish, third in the SEC West behind Alabama and Ole Miss. I do think they're good, but they're just not quite there yet. So, thank you, Adam. Next question. Mariana's Trenchbird. Who has the best chance at Heisman if we were to judge this early on? Well, I don't like early judging because all it does is just make you look like an absolute flipping idiot. But I would say my early picks right now are Bryce Young, quarterback for Alabama, and Matt Corral, quarterback for Ole Miss. And guess what? They meet up this weekend. I'm telling you. And so this weekend could tell a lot of who our Heisman frontrunner's going to be, because it sure ain't Spencer Rattler, and it sure ain't Sam Howell from North Carolina, and it sure ain't DJ Uyunglele, because they're all trash. But anyway, so yeah, it's between those two, and so we'll see what happens this week when Alabama plays Ole Miss. And my last question, it comes from a fan. The name is Chokes on Cotton Candy. And he asked, will Army go undefeated? Well, I like Army. I like Air Force, I like Navy. I like what they do for our country. And I just love watching those guys play football. I love the triple option. So I hope Army goes undefeated. But I hate to break it to you, Chokes on Candy, or Cotton Candy. You probably choke on all candies if you choke on cotton candy. But anyways, I would say that with them playing at Wisconsin, they got Wake Forest, and at Air Force 3 games in a row. I don't see them going undefeated. Hate to break it to you. But anyways, we have something different here on the show. We are going to have a person call in. So, caller, you're on with Sausage and Bright.
Yeah, this is Periwinkle Frucklebush. I just got started on your podcast. I listened to the last 2 weeks of it, and I just want to say what a big fan I am so far. I like your predictions. I like the questions, and I also like how you trash some of the teams. I like that. I was raised, we was raised on cornbread and beans and possum eaters and stuff like that. I'm just a homeboy, just from here in Lickskillet, Alabama. Yeah. But look, I guess if I got a question, it's if Dogtown, Alabama had a college football team, what would they be? What would you name it? And would they do good in the SEC, in the conference? That's my question. I appreciate it. Much love. Go eat a biscuit, guys. Woo!
Wow, I mean, somebody was pretty energetic for an old fart. So you're asking me if Dogtown, Alabama had a football team, what would they be named and how good would they be? I mean, I guess Dogtown, Alabama, let's see, I'd probably call them either the Dagnabbits, or I would call them the Barsuda, if that's how you say that. Whatever it is, I think that's trash in Spanish. Because that would be a trash team. I mean, we're talking Dogtown, Alabama. What are you going to call it? Dogtown University? Yeah, the Dogtown University Dagnabbits is what I would call them. If they had 70 people on their football team, which is probably not even as much people as live in the small town, but let's say they had 70 people on their football team, they might have 143 teeth between all 70 players. It would be a disaster. And if you think for a sniff that they could hang in the SEC conference, you need to watch some more football, bro. I mean, wow. I mean, what a great debut for calling on the phone here. That's gonna be something I'm gonna try to do, at least one phone call a week. But my goodness, I mean, I was not expecting some piece of trash from Lickskilled, Alabama. But anyways, so that's all the awesome questions this week. And now it's, oh my gosh, I just knocked over my microphone. Barely saved it, my gosh. Anyways, it's time to move on to week 5 picks. Alright, so week 5 picks, we're going to start out with number 5, Iowa at Maryland. Maryland is unranked, but experts got this one pretty close. They think it's going to be like within a 1-score game. And so, but I'm going to pick Iowa. I think they get it done on the road. Next pick, Texas at TCU. I'm going with TCU. Going with the Horned Frogs. I know Texas just put up 70 points, but I don't think they'll get it done. I think TCU gets it done. This is a big game here. Number 7, Cincinnati at number 9, Notre Dame. And let me tell you, Notre Dame is still trash. I don't care if they're beating Wisconsin. They're still garbage. And so they hadn't impressed me any. And I think Cincinnati's going to go in and just break their balls in half. That's what I think is going to happen. Notre Dame, I think their quarterback got hurt. Not sure if he's going to be back in this game or not. It don't matter. Notre Dame's going to find a way to lose because it's a big game. And, you know, Brian Kelly can't win them. Next game, number 12, Ole Miss at number 1, Alabama. I got Alabama in this one, but I think it's a 1-score game. I think it's like a 7-point game. I think it's going to be a lot of scoring. Not a whole lot of good defense in this game, or maybe it's just really good offenses. I don't know, but it's going to be a fun one. And then I got number 22, Auburn at LSU. And LSU's been trash for the last couple of years. But, I mean, did you watch Auburn? Auburn looked like garbage against Georgia State. And unless they do something with Bo Nix at quarterback, I think they're going to go into Death Valley and lose to LSU. And then my upset pick of the week, this shouldn't shock anybody. I got Oklahoma losing at Kansas State because Oklahoma is nothing but pure trash. Kansas State's one of those teams that'll upset you. And I just like them at home. So, yeah, there is my picks. We are going to move on to a new segment called Live on Location. And right now, my buddy Earl Maynard is in Athens, Georgia. We're about to show my face on a screen in front of a live audience. And me and Earl is going to pick the game of the week. And that is Arkansas at Georgia. So, Earl, can you hear me?
Yeah, Sasha, I can hear you. This crowd is just so daggone electric. It makes me need to go pay my electric bill.
Earl, I don't know what kind of one-liner that was, but that was absolute trash. You're going to have to do better than that. I don't want to have to fire you in front of all these people. Earl, can you tell me, what are Georgia fans thinking about Arkansas? Are they taking them serious?
Absolutely not, Sasha. They think they're going to come in here and just beat the absolute stew out of them. They think Arkansas is a joke, and they think they're on their way to the SEC championship against Alabama, and they think that they're on the way to a possible national championship.
Well, I guess we'll see about that, Earl. Hey, are you guys ready for us to make a pick? Well, Earl, let's get on with it, alright? I'm going to go first. I'm going to make a pick. This is a huge game for both teams. Georgia needs to prove themselves because they just haven't proved themselves. They've played trash, garbage teams, including Clemson, who's my trash team of the week. So Georgia needs to absolutely get to work because this is some trash that they played on their schedule. Arkansas, on the other hand, is more proven than Georgia, right? Yeah, you boo me if you want, you stupid freaking idiots. I don't care. I'm just giving you straight facts. Georgia is not proven, Arkansas is, but guess what? I'm going with the dogs. I'm going with Georgia.
Well, partner, that's a pretty good pick. I'd have to say from what I've watched this year from both these teams, Arkansas does have an offense. They have a team that can score, and they will score touchdowns against this Georgia team. Mark my dang words. But I'm with you, brother. I'm gonna go with the Georgia Bulldogs.
Well, you heard it here, folks. You didn't hear it from Trash College Game Day and Kurt Herbstreit and Lee Corso that nothing but piece of garbage trash. You heard it from Sausage and Bryant. You heard it from Earl Maynard, the two best college football minds in the business. So thank you guys. Thank you, Athens, for having us. Tune in next week, and we'll go over some of these picks. And I don't know where the game of the week is going to be next week, but I'm sure it's going to be absolutely rowdy. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.